Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now we going through so much, that everybody's watching retro and old boxing matches and old sporting events. That's what we got right now. It is what it is. Everybody try to stay calm, try to be understanding of each other. You know what I'm saying? Right? We don't want things to happen. And like I say, here's my book. You go get it at Amazon. Slap from Doma about domestic violence. Let's not have that happen. It's a good time to read. This is gonna make you laugh a little bit, but also learn. Go pick that up. We're talking about boxing a little bit. And for me in boxing, for me, you guys kind of know me, the ones that come in a little bit here, know that injustices are where I gravitate towards that. So the two biggest stories for me in boxing right now is really Demetrius Andrade in the middleweight division, how he's being ignored, like, and not being revered as the best as he should be. Because if you guys are going to continue to ignore him, then damn it, he's the best. That's a problem. That's a travesty that should not be able to happen in a sport, where, hey, you're the best or could be the best, but you don't get a chance to prove it. That's only boxing. So that annoys me, and it happens all the time, with other fighters, Rigondeaux, for example, Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, things like that. Even Deontay Wilder to a lesser extent, right? Things like that happen. So that's a huge story to me. Demetrius Andrade is a huge story. I know there's other things going on in boxing. People are talking, they're at home and they're talking to each other, but all these fights that they're talking about, it's not really relevant because they can't have them right now. So everybody's selling wolf tickets and talking. Whenever we can start fighting, why wasn't we fighting before the coronavirus? So it doesn't really matter what people are really saying right now. So I can't really hone in on that like that's something that's important because everybody's doing a lot of talking right now. Everybody, how much talking do you do before a fight when somebody holding you, right? Shoot, somebody holding me, man, I'll push up on anybody. Somebody, you hold me, dog. What's up, Wilder? What you want, some? Long as somebody hold me, don't let me go. You know what I'm saying? That's how that rolls. So that's why I can't really be, come at you guys and be like, hey, they're gonna fight. They're gonna. Well, who? Let's see what happens when we get close to normal. We will never get back to 100% how it used to be. Forget that. But we probably can get about 75%. So another big story is Tyson Fury. Not only that he beat Deontay Wilder, that's a big story, but the stories that are not being addressed, right? The glove controversy, the wild boar gate, like they're acting like they have a long time to do an investigation. UCOD, United Kingdom Anti-Drug Administration or Association, right? They all you gotta do is talk to the 70-year-old guy, the farmer, right? And let's get to the bottom of it. But we won't, because we didn't get to the bottom of Dillian White stuff either. Before that B sample came out, what happened? Nothing. We exonerated him before. So those kind of things. Oh, nothing going to happen to Tyson Fury, and a lot of people are not even addressing it. So being that is right. What happens is when the Tyson Fury comes out and start talking, then if ain't nothing gonna happen, same thing Dillian White did. Ain't nothing gonna happen, then I might as well come out and talk. Jarrell Miller talking too. So we keep talking about that. So but Tyson Fury came out a day ago and said, hey, Deontay Wilder, that was the easiest fight I had. Now let's make this clear. He's not trying to be an ass here. He's just spitting how it is. He said it's not the earlier fights when I was fighting anybody. It's not them. But since I've been fighting, pretty good competition, Deontay Wilder, that rematch was the easiest fight I had. And he means that. He said, I trained, for this guy who I know is a monster, who I know has heart, and all those things. I'll probably put the article in the description box. But, this was easier. And then he goes to where a lot of people, this is going to disappoint people that don't like Wilder, but he says maybe that costume was too heavy for him because he wasn't the same guy. Yeah. People who watch Deontay Wilder, right, not only hating Deontay Wilder, but just watch him and watch other fighters and saw what he was doing, you never see Deontay Wilder exhausted, right? You never see him exhausted. Hence, I knock people out in round 12, round 9, right? He's never exhausted. He was exhausted and all over the place at the beginning of the fight. Something was wrong, and if it was a suit or something else. I personally think there's something else going on that we're not hearing about. That's what I think. It's not only the suit. He was too ridiculous because I watched Deontay Wilder fights and I don't dislike him, right? So I saw that right away. Like, what the hell's wrong with him? Why is he all, all over the place early? What's up with that? Something was wrong. Whatever it is, we'll see if it's going to be wrong next time. But I just think it's good, Tyson Fury, to come out and say what's up, right? The dude was different. It was easy. I'm gonna beat the hell out of him next fight if it's that easy. Now, I'm gonna beat the hell out of him. Well, let's see what happens. But I thought that was cool from Tyson Fury to basically say that that could be with his suit, and that it was the easiest fight because it probably was. If you look at Steve Cunningham, that was definitely harder than Deontay Wilder fight. And the Deontay Wilder first fight wasn't as easy as that rematch. So I think Tyson Fury is correct here. He's telling you like it is, like he will. Tyson Fury don't pull no punches. So that was very interesting, I thought, for him to say that. And he's coming out doing a lot of talking now. Let's see what happens going forward. Like we say, no matter if you like it or dislike it, I just think, things do need to be investigated because when you get away with things over and over, you're not going to stop, right? You're not going to stop. You're going to continue. You're going to continue if there's no consequences for your actions. So with that being said, we care about right and wrong. He needs to be investigated. If he gets exonerated after a vigorous investigation, then whatever, right? But until then, there's going to be some asterisks, little asterisks next to his name, as far as I'm concerned. It probably won't be. But in all other sports, when we got stuff, popping off, people on steroids or whatever, they get asterisks next to their name. Have you noticed boxing doesn't? Right? Boxing does. Matter of fact, you can lose a fight to a boxer who was doped in that fight. Ask Johann Duhapis, who went over there to fight Povetkin when Povetkin got doped against Stavern. They didn't find it out until the weigh-in. They were able to get Johann Duhapis within 24 hours of a fight. Talking about short notice. I talk about it all the time. He knows that Povetkin is doped, so they must have paid him real well. He gets knocked out, right, from Povetkin. Doped. Is there an asterisk next to that loss for Johann Duhapis? Or an asterisk next to that win for Alexander Povetkin? Povetkin beats Takam, doped. Is there an asterisk next to that? After Takam was asking everybody, how is he so strong in round 10 and 11? He was asking. There's no asterisks. See what I'm saying? There's just not. And when people go back and look at the win and loss records, nothing is there. Look at baseball and other sports, people who just running, you know what I'm saying? Track athletes. What happens? Right? They suspended for years. Their livelihood's taken away. They're just running. They're not hitting people on the head. That's where it's unfair at. That's why it has to be checked into. Has to be checked into. If not, it's the WWE as far as I'm concerned. So let's see how that is. But at the end of the day, Tyson Fury says Deontay Wilder, that rematch, that was his easiest fight. And I agree with him. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm about here, y'all. Be safe. Take it serious.